This week's episode should have been called Recruitment Drive because that's basically all this was. We start off with her and the dog and the staff flying around, messing around, having fun. Um, the rest of this episode is just so we have Pat back with Doctor Midnight here, and he's got regular glasses that can do what the Google ones can't, and they have a they have a talk about the old days and stuff. It was all right. So then we cut to Cindy here, who's stirring the pot as usual. She you know, in some ways Cindy is a better leader than Courtney, sadly. I hate to admit it, but the things that Cindy was saying on this episode, a lot of it was pretty accurate. I mean, you can't be screwing around and worried about killing people and all this, but I see Courtney's point too about you just can't go around killing people and stuff. But let's see here. I'm trying to. There's not really much that happens on this episode. It's so boring. Um, he's trying to find Thunderbolt because the new kid that has Thunderbolt is making gigantic hamburgers the size of cars and stuff. And yeah, see, he makes this thing here and makes a gingerbread house, and he's trying to figure out who the kid is. So he figures out who it is. It's this other kid that's doing the what do you call it, delivering papers and all this. So Green Arrow here, she's or Green Lantern, I should say. I guess all of her power is zapped because earlier with Beth, they found a piece of that diamond and she zapped the hell out of it. And now she's bedridden here and all this. It's just kind of silly what they did with her on this. I was just so Courtney goes to recruit Yolanda back here, and she's like, "Look, you're not the first person to go and kill a Justice Society person and all this." And she's like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, Pat told me they had to kill the guy that Eclipso took the first time and all this." And she's like, "Ah, fuck off. I don't want nothing to do with this." So here we have Cindy, who's once again seeing failure with Courtney and all this. Then we cut to Pat. This is Rick's dad, and Pat's giving him a bunch of shit. And he's telling him you're gonna release Rick, and he's a good boy, and all this. And he tries to have this pep talk with him, and then it ends up going bad because the dad's like, he says something like "screw you, go to hell" or something, and then Pat's just like, "Oh, really? Okay." So he's telling him this speech about like, "Oh, I can be evil too," and all this, and I don't know. I don't know what he did. If he beat the guy up or whatever he did, it got him to release Rick. So Rick is out now, but he still can't really do anything. So here we are back with Courtney's brother, and this is the guy that has Thunderbolt, and he's telling the kid, what are you doing? You're going crazy with the wishes and all this, and it's just not much that happens on this episode. It's just pretty boring stuff. So cut to this. Cindy oddly breaks into Wildcat's room and confronts her and tells her that she's helping Courtney to fight Eclipso and calls her a weakling and a bitch and all this stuff, and you don't deserve to be there and all this. And Cindy got her to come back. So I gotta hand it to Cindy on this. I mean, she got her to come back. So here we are with these two, and they're just talking about how cool Thunderbolt is, and that's what I mean. It's just another. I'd say it's just recruitment. That's all this whole episode is recruitment. So here he is. He gets Rick out of jail. Rick's useless now too. You don't have the formula to make the Hour Man thing again. So Yolanda comes back, courtesy of Cindy. Go figure. Now, this is what was stupid about this. Okay, so come on. We have our MVP here, our all star, Green Lantern's daughter, and she's just from using that the ring on this tiny glob of the diamond. She's acting like she's got COVID or something. She's like, I'm dying and all this, and I don't know why they do these stupid things. So Courtney's pissed off that she got Wildcat back, and Cindy's like, "Well, I did what you couldn't do. You have to be a leader, and we have to kill them and do these things. And if you're gonna be a pussy, you're gonna die too." And all. I mean, she just really told her how it is. I mean, and we're back to this with washing dishes and da da da. So I mean, there's just a lot of boring crap on this episode. So now we get to the end where the two Doctor Midnights find Eclipso here, or Chucky, I should say, and he's telling them his evil plan and all this, and that he's going to go into Courtney because Courtney's a dark individual and she's got hatred and all this, and these two are like, well, what is your plan? And it's like, well, I need all of you here and you're bringing them to me, thank you, and all this, and it's just boring, nothing but fluff and talk on here. So Green Arrow or Green Lantern has a dream that Courtney is taken over by Eclipso, and that's the end. This is just an this whole episode was a waste. They could have done a lot more with this. I don't know where they were going with this. This was just fluff. It was a filler. You got your most powerful player stuck in a bed from zapping a little tiny thing, and I don't know. Well, anyways, so the commercial for next week's finale, it shows Courtney. It shows Eclipso going into Courtney. So this actually happens. So my guess is because we've seen Starman for 2 seasons now trying to find them. My guess is this is when Starman's going to roll in and the staff's going to go to him, and then uh, Green Lantern's going to get off her fucking ass here and help finally do something worth a damn, and they're going to get Eclipso out of her somehow and kill him. That's my guess. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen because if they make the storyline that sees Eclipso for a whole season and all this. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see it. I just don't see that going very well as a show. I mean, what you're going to have Shiv leading them? They're not gonna listen to her and follow her. So I'm pretty sure that's what the big finale is. I'm pretty sure Starman's going to show up in his GTO and he'll just say, "Oh, what's going on?" And he's going to see this shit. And then the staff will most likely fly to him, and then I'm guessing Green Lantern's gonna come in and figure out how to zap the thing out of him or get it out of him or what, I don't know. Or it's going to be all of them just trying to kill him at once. I tell you one thing, that they better resolve her having this Eclipso crap in the next episode, because if they try to go a whole season or something with her being Eclipso, it's just not gonna be that good. Overall, I don't know. Not another spectacular episode. It was watchable, but it was boring. Just talking. Nada. And what's up with the Green Lantern chick from being this exhausted and practically dying almost over zapping that little thing? That was fucking stupid. You got your most valuable player here. I mean, Green Lantern is way more powerful than Stargirl. And you got her, you know, I don't know. It's not one of the better episodes. I mean, at least it's not woke. It's just, if I was to summarize this entire season so far, I would say Chapter 6 is the best episode of the entire season. Everything else is just boring. It's either a recruitment drive or talking or a whole episode of, my feelings or some stupid crap here. So, I don't know. I hope they get on the ball next week. Guess we're going to find out. Thanks for watching.